Alright, strap in. No warm-up, no hand-holding. This starts hot and it does not let go. They told us Bron Breakker was learning restraint. They told us he was calming down. They told us the violence was behind him. They lied. Because on SmackDown, Bron Breakker didn't just snap. He crossed a line that WWE may never be able to uncross. A man who was already paralyzed. A mystery identity kept hidden for weeks. Security screaming. Officials frozen. And Bron didn't hesitate. Bron didn't blink. Bron smiled. And before we even get into who the mystery man was, let me ask you something real quick. Do you think Bron Breakker is the most dangerous man in WWE right now, yes or no? Because by the end of this video, you might be asking something much darker. Should Bron Breakker even be allowed in a WWE ring anymore? Let's rewind because this didn't come out of nowhere. For weeks, SmackDown has been playing this unsettling game. Lights flickering, cameras cutting away at the wrong time, medical staff being shown before anything even happened. And then the whispers started. There's someone backstage. He's been watching. He hasn't been cleared. And then the word nobody wanted to say out loud. Paralyzed. Not injured. Not recovering. Not day-to-day. Paralyzed. Suddenly the tone changed. This wasn't a mystery anymore, it was a warning. And right in the middle of all of it, Bron freakin' Breakker. Let me throw another one at you. When was the first time you realized Bron Breakker wasn't just intense, but unstable? Was it NXT? Was it the spear through the barricade? Or was it the first time you saw that look in his eyes, the one that says he doesn't care who gets hurt? Because SmackDown gave us the answer. The segment started quietly. Too quietly. Medical equipment already near the ring. Officials standing just a little too close. And commentary trying way too hard to sound normal. That's how you knew something was wrong. Then the video package hit. A shadowy figure in a wheelchair. Face blurred. Voice distorted. He said he wasn't there for sympathy. He wasn't there for closure. He was there because someone took everything from him. And the camera cut, straight to Bron Breakker. No confusion, no shock, no guilt, just irritation, like a predator being interrupted mid-meal. Here's the part that should make you angry. Bron didn't deny it. He didn't say that wasn't me. He didn't say I didn't mean to. He said, if you're still breathing, you should be thanking me. Let that sink in. Was that the coldest line you've heard all year, or am I exaggerating? Because to me, that wasn't trash talk. That was a confession. And then the reveal happened. The mystery man rolled onto the stage, wheelchair, neck brace, legs completely still, and when they finally unblurred the face, the arena went dead silent. Because it wasn't some random name. It was someone Bron Breakker had destroyed in the past. Someone written off TV. Someone fans thought would never come back, especially not like this. A man whose career didn't just end, it ended screaming. And the second Bron saw him, he laughed. Not nervously, not awkwardly. He laughed like this was his favorite highlight reel. Here's a quick one for you. Do you think WWE went too far showing this, or was this exactly what wrestling needs right now? Because what happened next? That's where things crossed from storyline into what the hell did I just watch? The mystery man spoke. He talked about hospitals. About doctors telling his family to prepare for the worst. About never walking again. Never wrestling again. Never being the man he was. And he said one thing that hit harder than any punch. You didn't just end my career, Bron. You ended who I was. The crowd was ready to explode. People were chanting. Some were booing Bron. Some were just stunned. And Bron walked to the ring. Slow. Deliberate. Like he was enjoying every step. Now pause for a second. If you were in that wheelchair, what would you do when Bron stepped closer? Because the man couldn't run. He couldn't fight. He couldn't even stand. And WWE officials? They did nothing. Not a single one stepped between them. That silence? That hesitation? That's what made this moment terrifying. Bron leaned down, got right in his face, and whispered something the mic didn't catch. But whatever it was, the mystery man's expression changed instantly. Fear. Real fear. And then, Bron shoved the wheelchair. Not hard, not fast. Just enough. Enough to show that he could. That should have been it. That's where any normal segment ends. But Bron Breakker isn't normal. The man started yelling for help. Officials rushed in. Medical staff panicked. And Bron snapped. He kicked the wheelchair. Hard. Sending the mystery man crashing to the mat. And the sound that followed? That wasn't crowd noise. That was shock. Pure, ugly shock. Did you flinch when that happened, or were you already too mad to react? Because I'll be honest. I didn't just flinch. I stood up. Bron wasn't done. Officials tried to pull him away. He shut them off. Security piled in. He broke through them. And then he did the unthinkable. He lifted the man. Not fully, just enough. Enough to remind everyone that this body once carried a warrior. And now couldn't even protect itself. And Bron dropped him. Again. At that moment, SmackDown wasn't entertainment. It was a riot waiting to happen. Fans were screaming. Commentary stopped pretending. Someone at ringside was crying. And Bron stood tall, chest heaving, eyes wild, and he said one final line. This is what happens when you come back for revenge and forget who the monster is. So let me ask you the hardest question yet. Is Bron Breakker the greatest heel WWE has built in years, or has he gone too far to ever be redeemed? Because here's the thing nobody is talking about. This wasn't just about brutality. This was about power. Bron attacked someone who physically couldn't fight back, and WWE let it happen. That changes everything. Think about where this leads. Suspension? Lawsuit storyline? Locker room turning on him? Or does this make Bron untouchable, the kind of villain nobody wants to face? And more importantly, who, if anyone, should be the one to finally stop Bron Breakker? Drop a name. I want to see if anyone even agrees. Because SmackDown didn't just give us a moment. They gave us a problem. A man too violent to control, too dangerous to ignore, too valuable to get rid of. And if this is just chapter 1, then whatever comes next is going to be worse. Before I wrap this up, one last quick one. Did this segment make you more excited for SmackDown or genuinely uncomfortable? Because for me, it did both. And that's exactly why people can't stop talking about it. Bron Breakker didn't just snap. He exposed something ugly, something real, something WWE usually avoids. And now, there's no undoing it. The mystery is revealed, the damage is done, and the monster is wide awake. If you're angry, if you're shocked, if you're still thinking about that moment, then SmackDown did its job. And Bron Breakker? He just became the most dangerous name in wrestling. Now sound off. Was this genius, or did WWE cross the line? Who should step up next? And do you want to see Bron punished or pushed even further into darkness? I'll be in the comments. Because this isn't over. Because if you think what we already saw was the peak, no, that was just the warning shot. What happened after the cameras cut is what should really worry you. Fans in the arena reported Bron Breakker refusing to leave the ringside area, not storming out, not escorted away, standing there, watching medical staff surround the fallen man like a scientist observing an experiment he already knows the outcome of. No remorse, no panic, just satisfaction. And here's a question I need you to seriously think about. When was the last time a WWE superstar looked genuinely proud of doing something unforgivable? Because that's the image that stuck with people, not the attack itself. The smile. Now let's talk about the mystery man again, because WWE wanted you focused on the brutality, but the identity matters more than people realize. This wasn't just a past rival. This was someone whose career trajectory mirrored Bron's rise. Same hunger, same aggression, same willingness to do whatever it takes. The difference? One of them walked away, the other didn't. And when that man said, "You took everything from me," he wasn't exaggerating. He lost time, he lost his body, he lost the ring, and yet, somehow, Bron still felt threatened. Ask yourself this. Why attack someone who can't hurt you unless you're afraid of something? Afraid of the truth, afraid of accountability, afraid that deep down, Bron knows this could have been him. That's what makes this whole thing darker than a standard heel turn. Bron isn't just violent, he's defensive. And that changes how this story ends. Backstage, SmackDown officials were reportedly furious. But notice something important. No announcement, no suspension graphic, no authority figure marching out to strip Bron of anything. Nothing. Silence. Which leads to a terrifying possibility. What if WWE isn't trying to stop Bron Breakker, but unleash him? Think about it. Every great monster heel has a moment where the company pretends to lose control. Kane setting people on fire, Brock Lesnar dismantling referees, Roman Reigns stacking bodies with zero consequences. This was Bron's moment. And now the locker room has a choice. Do they stand up, or do they stay out of his way? Because here's something most fans missed. After the attack, several superstars were shown backstage, watching, silent, uneasy. Nobody rushed out. Nobody played hero. If you were on that roster, would you confront Bron or protect your own career? Because confronting him might make you relevant, but it might also make you next. And let's be real for a second. Bron Breakker doesn't fight to win matches anymore. He fights to erase people. That's not about championships. That's about control. Which brings us to the biggest unanswered question. What does Bron want now? He already shattered one life. He already made an example. So what's the end game? Dominance? Fear? Legacy? Or something way worse? Do you think Bron is chasing gold or chaos? Because those are very different paths. Let's talk about the audience reaction. Not the cheers, not the boos, the hesitation. That moment where people didn't know how to react. That's rare. That's powerful. That's dangerous. When wrestling stops feeling scripted and starts feeling uncomfortable, it sticks. And WWE knew exactly what they were doing. They wanted you mad. They wanted you arguing. They wanted you sharing clips saying, "Did you see this?" And guess what? It worked. But here's where I want your honest take. Should wrestling ever make fans feel this uneasy, or is that crossing a line? There's no right answer, just opinions. And that's why this storyline is exploding. Now imagine what happens next week. Bron walks out. No music change. No apology. Just business as usual. How does the crowd react? Do they boo louder? Do they sit in silence? Do they cheer because they respect the honesty? Because love him or hate him, you're watching. And here's the scariest part. The mystery man didn't get revenge. He didn't land a punch. He didn't get closure. Which means this story isn't about him anymore. It's about the aftermath. The consequences, or lack of them. So let me throw this at you. Would it be more satisfying to see Bron punished, or to see him win everything while the world hates him? Because sometimes the most infuriating villains aren't the ones who lose. They're the ones who get away with it. Bron Breakker didn't just snap on SmackDown. He changed the rules of engagement. No more moral high ground. No more just business. This is personal now. For the roster. For the fans. For anyone who ever thought wrestling had limits. And as Ring Rumble viewers, you already know what comes next. Someone will step up. Someone always does. The question is, are they brave or stupid? Drop your thoughts. Argue with each other. Name names. Because this story is just getting started. And if SmackDown taught us anything, it's that Bron Breakker isn't done hurting people. Not even close. Sound off in the comments. Share this with someone who's still mad about what they saw. And buckle up. Because the Rumble, it's only getting louder.